Vandeham Shri Guruhu Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru and Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please all of you repeat after me. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshva Bhadreshu Nishyam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naisthiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Welcome all of you for this evening program today. Biggest garland I have seen. This is like a Balaji's garland. Huh? This is Neelamada's garland. Huh?
Yeah.
So, one man asked Prabhupada in San Francisco, Swamiji, why your Jagannath has such a big cart? What is the need? A huge cart occupying the whole road. What is the need? Prabhupada said, you see, you are a small man, you have a small car. God is the biggest personality, so he has a big car. So because Neelamada is the biggest personality, is the biggest garland. So we can accept it. Big mercy. This verse. Ahastani sahastana apadani chatushpadam Palguni tatra mahatam Jivo jivasya jivanam. So ahastani means those creatures who have no hands. Like you've seen the worms you have seen, which crawl in the ground. Like earthworm, for example, it has no hands. Ahastani. Sahastana means they become food for those creatures which have hands, like the birds. Like you can see a bird coming from the sky with hands, comes and picks up the worm. You have seen that? Huh? So, or they may pick up the worm with the beaks also. Ahastani, sahastana. Padani. There are some creatures who have no legs, like the plants and trees. They are called apadani. And they become food for chatushpada. Those having 4 legs, they eat the ones with no legs. Who are the one with 4 legs? Cows, bulls, buffaloes, goats. So they all are with Chatushpadam, 4 legs. So they eat the grass which has no legs. Grasses and plants and other things. So first line, is it clear? Ahastani sahastana. Apadani chatushpada. And Falguni tatra mahatam. The weaklings become food for the mightier ones, stronger ones. Jivo jivasa jivanam. The principle of the material world is one living being becomes a food for another. So now this one, third one, Falguni tatra mahatam, the weaker ones are devoured by the stronger ones. That I have elaborated in the next few slides. You can see the picture, isn't it? Who is weak in this? Deer is weak. Who is mighty? Tiger. So the weaker ones become a food for the stronger ones in this world. So I have shown the food chain here. If you see, small fishes are eaten by bigger ones. Bigger ones are eaten by even more bigger ones. Similar thing with snakes also. Small snakes are eaten by bigger snakes, and then even more bigger snakes. And also, you all know the food chain is shown here. If you see, the grass is eaten by the grasshopper. The grasshopper is eaten by the bluebird. Bluebird is eaten by the snake. Snake is eaten by the owl. And then owl actually passes stool. That becomes decomposer, and then it becomes a manure for the grass. It's like a cycle, isn't it? In the same manner, on the right side, you see, there's a flower, and it's eaten by caterpillar. That's eaten by frog by the snake by the owl or the eagle, and the eagle is shot by a hunter. Somebody shoots. You'll see that the weaker ones become food for the stronger ones. Here you see, not only this, bigger businessmen, they swallow smaller business, correct now? Like Nokia was swallowed by whom? Which company, anybody knows? Who? Motorola? Yeah. Similarly, the WhatsApp company was swallowed by Facebook, right? Yeah, you will see that. Now Facebook is called Meta now. So, smaller companies are swallowed by, this we have seen with our own eyes. In near Pune temple, there were many small shops were there. And one very big shopping mall came that occupied the whole street. This side also, that side also. And the other small shop people were also there, but they could not survive. Why? Because in shopping mall they were selling from a potato to gold, everything they were selling. And they said potato is only 10 rupees per kilo, they said. Whereas small shops are selling at 40 rupees per kilo. So everybody stopped going to small shops and they all went to shopping mall to buy in 10 rupees per kilo. Very cheap. So all the small shops got closed down. And once the shopping mall people got monopoly, now they said potato is 80 rupees per kilo now. They got monopoly. This is what business people do. First they reduce the price to capture the market. After capturing the market, they will hike up the price when they have monopoly. And people helplessly have to buy. You understand? No? So in this way, the shopping malls followed the smaller shops. You agree? On the right side, you see, the British were ruling over India. They were taking service from Indians, making them slaves. You can see. Because Indians were weak. And the British were strong in their military base. So they were taking service from Indians. So although there are many controllers, the supreme controller is Lord Sri Krishna. So in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, so till now I have been talking about how mightier ones swallow the smaller ones, correct now? Basically, the Jivo Jivasya Jivana. The material world is a place of cutthroat competition. You will see that my spiritual master made one amazing observation. He said, in one of his Bhagavatam classes, he said, the stronger ones swallow the weaker ones in this world. That is well known. But the weaker ones also trouble the stronger ones. And he gave an example, yeah. Like, when a tiger is out of the den, there is one tiny bird which sits on the neck of the tiger in the top. And then it makes a sound, pew, 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 like that it makes sounds. And hearing the sound, deers and rabbits, all of them run fast because they know that the bird has made an announcement that the tiger is out of the den. And the tiger really gets annoyed. He becomes angry on this bird. He just moves his head this way, that way. The bird flies and sits on the treetop. And the tiger can't do anything. So the bird is very small, but it is controlling the big mighty tiger. Correct. And the tiger, if it doesn't catch the prey, 15 days, once he catches and keeps for 15 days, Prabhupada says, little he keeps eating. After that again he has to look for another prey. It's not very easy for him to get prey. So he becomes angry with the bird, but he can't do anything. And then he told, for Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad was like that. He said, Prahlad is like a tiny bird. And Hiranyakashipu was Triloka Adhipati, still he was miserable. He said, that way in this world, who is miserable? Tiny ones or the mightier ones?
Both.
Everyone. Everyone is miserable. I don't see that. See, when children are budding kids, from 1 to 10 or 1 to 12, then parents are mighty and children are tiny. Then when they cross teenage, then they become mighty. Then parents become big cat. Many times children make demands and parents are having tough time dealing with their egos and problems. Correct, no? You can see that. That's the way this world is. So, jivo jivasya jivanam. One living being becomes a food for another dangerous world. Now, here you will see, you all know this famous verse, we will recite together. Ishvaraha Parama Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Here it says Ishvara means controller. Nobody likes to be controlled by anybody, correct, now in this world. As soon as you hear about you have to serve somebody, you really become upset. Why should I serve somebody? But Krishna is not such a master. He's a lovable master. Very endearing master. Anybody would want to serve him because of his good nature. He becomes a charioteer of his own devotee. What is his name? Sanskrit name for Krishna becoming charioteer of Arjuna? Parthasarathi, yeah. Isn't it? Similarly, he becomes bound by the ropes of Yashoda during the Damodar month. Correct, no? Yeah, he is lifting the sandals of his father Nanda Baba and he said, you can see that. So, he is a very lovable master. So he is Ishvara, Parama is this. That Parama means he is a supreme controller. His name is Krishna and he has Satchidananda Vigraha body. And he has no beginning and he is the beginning of everyone and everything. He is the cause of all causes, Sarva Karana Karana. This is one thing that Lord Krishna says. And then, this verse also says Krishna is the cause of everything. You know the famous verse, Bhumi Rapanula Vayu. He says, Binna me, all the material energies come from me, he says. Then this talks about all spiritual worlds come from me, he says. Aparayami tastvanya prakritimiti me para. So, he talks about adhyatmic prakriti, spiritual prakriti also comes from me, he says. And then here is a description of God is the supreme person and we all are his eternal servants. So, you will see that in a school, children are serving a headmaster or principal. And then they follow the rules and regulations and they receive degree or education, some training, correct, no? Similar employees in a company, they abide by CEO's plans. Then they get salary, perks and everything, correct, no? So here you find people are serving a nation, people are serving a prime minister and in turn they are getting social facility welfare, which means plural subordinates serve singular supreme. This is not a strange phenomenon, it is a very common phenomenon. Everywhere you can see that. As soon as there is a group of people, they are serving one master and that master is nourishing them, you will see, in return. For example, in our body also you will see, all our limbs of the body are all serving one item, which is belly. You will see that. In Panchatantra there is a story which says, all the senses started fighting with one another. Like the tongue was saying, I am the one who tastes the food, otherwise you guys are all useless, he said. The teeth said, what are you talking? I am the one who crushes the food. Without crushing your tongue, you cannot eat it. You cannot send it inside. And then the eyes said, I am the one who sees the food. Nose said, without my smelling and approving, no food can go inside. Nose said. They were all arguing like that. And the hand said, all of you guys are coming later. I am the first guy to pick up the food and put in the mouth. How can you guys talk about your own thing? My contribution is the greatest contribution, he said. And finally the leg said, I am the one who takes the whole body to the hotel. If I don't go to hotel, none of you, even hand cannot pick up any food. So I am the most important. And all of them said, yeah, that's true. Leg is very important, hand is very important. But there is one unimportant fellow who is just silently sitting and eating. Who is it? The belly, stomach. So they all decided to go on a strike. But when they did go on a strike, and then they realized that without feeding the stomach, they can't survive. So in the same manner, you will see plural subordinates don't serve the singular supreme. They can't flourish. In the same manner, you will see all the living beings, spirit soul. Allah, please repeat. Nityo nityanam chetanas chetananam eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman. We are eternal, God is eternal. We are conscious, He is conscious. But we are plural subordinates and the singular supreme. Correct, no? And when the plural subordinates serve the singular supreme, they become happy. Correct, no? That is the secret of happiness, true happiness. But individually we can't become happy. Individually become happy is like a hand taking a laddu and trying to enjoy it itself. I won't give it to belly, I will enjoy it. You cannot enjoy independently. So you can see the difference between the mindset of Arjuna versus Duryodhana. Arjuna was a principled man, but Duryodhana was only going by putting penny before principle or pleasure before principle. You can see that. So, of course, these people, you will see there are three brothers here. Who is the first one? His name is Kumbhakarna. 6 months in a year he sleeps. And the second one is Vibhishan. The third one? Ravana. So, you will see that when Ravana brought Sita to Lanka and he wanted support of these two brothers, Kumbhakarna said, "Why did you do this, my dear brother? You are bringing the Jagat Janani, Sita. Jagat Janani means mother of the whole universe. You are bringing her to Lanka. It is very dangerous for you." And then he told, "You never asked me before you brought her here. I think you are getting into a wrong track." Like that Kumbhakarna said. And then Kumbhakarna said, "Because you want my support, I am your blood brother and I cannot say no to you. I will certainly fight against Ram, but if I die in the battle, you should immediately hand over Sita back." Like that he said. And Ravana said, all right. And then he fought the battle and you all know Kumbhakarna died. And Vibhishan, he didn't go by the blood relationship. He said, "Vinashakale, Viparita Buddhi. You have gone to the wrong track. You are kidnapping Sita and I will not side with you. Either you give back Sita or I will leave you," he said. So, see, Ravana did a moral blunder. To steal another man's wife or not, he did a moral blunder. Kumbhakarna did an ethical blunder. For him, duty to brother was greater than duty to God. And Vibhishana, he understood duty to God and citizens is greater than duty to sinful brother. You understand, no? Vibhishan's surrender is actually Sarvadhaman Parityaja. He went beyond the barriers of family, country, everything. Surrendered. So in Gita you will find, till now I told you Krishna is the source of everything, so everyone should surrender to him. Now Krishna says the essence of everything. I am the taste of water, I am light of the sun, I am light of the moon, I am the Pranava Sarva Vedesha. I am the sound and ether. I am the strength of the strong. Krishna says, I am the fragrance in the earth. For example, Prabhupada says, take a seed of a flower like say jasmine seed or something like that. Cut it with a blade into pieces and put it in your nose and smell it. And the jasmine seed will not have any smell at all. You can try it out. But if you put the jasmine seed in the ground and water it and the plant comes, when it grows, when the flower comes, then you see the fragrance. So the fragrance program is there in the earth. That is Krishna's magic. When you grow the plant, that program manifests. Just like program opens. So the smell program is kept in the earth and the juice program is kept in the moon. Pushnami cha aushadhi sarva soma bhutva rasatmaka. Nowadays in India, you find bananas, long bananas, yellow color, and you open and eat it, chava chava chava, no taste at all. Why? Because they ripen it by smoking, putting in smoke. They don't allow the moonlight to touch it. Moonlight's effect should come on the fruits, then only the juicy fruits will come. Just like you've seen this papaya, Like I was in Govardhanappa village. I used to live in a cottage room. So I used to eat a papaya and throw the seeds just outside the window like this. And you never thought that it is going to grow. You just throw the seeds. And my assistant told me that the plant grew there and a papaya came. There is nobody to trouble it. So therefore, you will find papaya tree comes, big papaya comes, and it is directly under the moonlit night. And when it becomes ripe, we just plug it and bring it into the room, cut it and offer it to Krishna and take it. It's like halwa. It's so tasty. It is very juicy. Because the moon and sun are the hot and cool eye of the Lord. The hot eye produces rains and the grains, and the moon is a cool eye of the Lord which produces the juices, 6 types of juices. Sweet, sour, salt, pungent, astringent, and bitter. Those 6 tastes. So just try to picturize it, how Krishna produces the grains and the fruits and cereals, and he, plants the juice in them like that. Therefore we say Maya Adhyakshena Prakriti. So he is glancing Prakriti with his 2 eyes, hot eye and cold eye. So, for everybody's protection is made arrangement. I am the ability to perform penances, he says. In this way, I am the seed of all living beings, seed-giving father of all existence, Krishna says. I am the intelligence of the intelligent. How did Newton ask how the apple is coming down instead of going up? So Krishna says, I am the Buddhir Buddhimatamasmi. I gave the intelligence to the intelligent. He says, Prabhupada says in one lecture, Einstein didn't create his own brain, Prabhupada says. Krishna gave him the brain. So therefore, Krishna should be given the Nobel Prize, Prabhupada says. Gave God the Nobel Prize. Yeah. Okay, in this way it goes on. So,
3 worlds, both spiritual and mundane. Everything rests in me, Arjun, just as you see pearls hang upon a thread.
So, why has Krishna created this material world like this, expanding millions of universes from his body? He doesn't do anything without a purpose. Everything has a purpose. Now, very soon I am going to show you the spiritual world. Prior to spiritual world, I showed you about material world. What is the formula in the material world? Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. That principle I showed you. The living beings, all of them are trying to, I want to eat you and you want to eat me. That kind of things are there in the animal kingdom. Now somebody may say, I think only animals are in trouble. No. Even humans are also in trouble. You see, Mughals were ruling India, and then when they went, then British came to rule India. Then in 1963-64, Chinese came to attack India also. Then 1990s, Pakistanis tried to attack India. So the danger is always there. You will see that. And the neighborhood countries, like now Russia is attacking Ukraine now. Right now it's going on. So you will see in this world, you will always see that one country wants to take over the other country and control the people, control the money, loot the money, make the people slaves and then tax them heavily. Correct now? So the living beings in this world have come in a mood of devouring one another, troubling one another, because their minds are infested with the 3 great diseases of lust, anger and greed. Can any of you tell me the corresponding matching factor of, like, enjoyership or proprietorship, controllership? Those 3 should be matched with lust, anger and greed. Anybody can match it? Okay, somebody can say greed is matching with which one? Controllership or enjoyership or proprietorship, which one? Greed. Proprietorship. See, Alexander wanted to increase his proprietorship all over the world, right now. Bali Maharaj wanted to take over the demigod's property also. Hiranyakashipu wanted to take over all the 3 worlds. So proprietorship means expanding one's divine kingdom, correct now? That proprietorship is greed. And anger is related to which one? Proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership, which one? Controllership. Like, Hiranyakashipu tried to control Prahlad, he couldn't control, so he became angry. Durvasa Muni tried to control Ambarish Maharaj, he couldn't control, so he became. Any of your experience, you try to control somebody, they didn't get control, you got angry? Correct, no? We all experience. So, when we try to lord over others, the other person tries to escape from you, then you become very angry. Hey, I'm not able to control this person. Like, for example, I am trying to control X person. And X goes and takes shelter of Y. And the Y defends X. So I become angry with both X and Y. Correct now? Because Y is not letting me control X and X is escaping from me. So that's the type of world we are living in. There is a tendency for proprietorship, controllership, wanting to boss over others. So whether you will listen to me or I have to listen to you. Basically everywhere, you go to office, you go to home, you go to any place, you will see that who is in control and who will listen to whom. This is a very big thing it is. Correct now?
Yes.
Yeah. My spiritual master was once telling, between husband and wife, he was telling a very interesting thing. He said, it is better to lose first and win forever than win first and lose forever. Like that he said. So, the point is what? If you lose first, then the other person becomes a little tender towards you and then compassionate, and probably you may be able to explain. But if you try to win first, then what follows is only a war. And you are 100% going to lose. Like that you are saying. So, therefore, proprietorship, controllership, enjoyership are the impurities in our mind. Those impurities are really burning the whole world. Krishna calls them as 3 gateways to hell, he says. So this jiva, jivasya, jivanam, one living being trying to eat another has come from where? From these 3 propensities. Gandhi made a very interesting statement. In this world there is enough for everyone's need, but not for one man's greed. And that one man is Radheshyam or Hitler or Alexander or anybody like that. So in a family also, people can live very happily. See, this hall is so big, you agree? In this hall, so many of you are able to sit. Imagine you're going for yatra, sometimes devotees say, Prabhu, don't put me with that devotee. And you tell that, Prabhu, there's a big hall, only 2 of you. He will say, Prabhuji, 2 of us cannot stay. Even though the hall may be a big hall. The problem is not the size of the hall. The problem is size of the heart. We are not having place for the devotee in our heart. Therefore, we cannot stay with them. One devotee said, I will cancel my yatra ticket in case you are going to put me with the devotee. That much problem living beings have for one another. We can see that. So, therefore, these 3 impurities, they tend... Actually, for example, all of us are given some quota to, your department, your service, and you have some control. Everybody has some control. But we desire too much control. Or we desire too much proprietorship or enjoyership like that. So, therefore, this world becomes a very miserable place. Very, very nasty place to live in this world. But you will see that Lord Krishna, why he has created this world, he has sent all of us with our impure minds and he is giving us a chance, opportunity. Okay, cleanse the mind, purify. And then once you cleanse the mind, you can come back to me, to spiritual world. Back again to our original position from where we have fallen. So, but there we will not be allowed with unclean mind. We have to clean the mind. Actually, you are a good person. You are not a bad person. But the mind that is covering you is bad. Just like, for example, one of you, say you came into the room and you are wearing a stinking socks. You are not a bad guy. You are a good guy. But the socks you are wearing is stinking, correct? Everybody is plugging nose. Hey, look at this fellow, nasty smelling fellow. So everybody is staring at you and you realize, my Lord, I think everybody is targeting me. Better I go out, then you remove the socks and keep it outside, wash your feet thoroughly and you come in. Then nobody will look at you like that. Correct, no? Because you are good, but the socks is bad. Similarly, our mind is like the socks, stinking socks. So every jiva, every living entity is pure, potentially divine. But we are covered by the mind, so we have to clean our mind. If we don't cleanse our mind by chanting of the holy name and practicing devotion service sincerely, strictly, seriously, then we will suffer and we will make others also suffer. Like Hiranyakashipu, he is troubling Prahalad also and he is also getting troubled. He is trying to torture Prahalad, he is not able to, and he is putting so many people in trouble like that. So Lord has created this world as like a hospital. This world is a hotel or a hospital? What do you think?
Hospital.
Because in hotel you can ask for the menu and tick mark. And give me this, give me that. In the hospital you don't tick mark okay, this cough syrup is nice smelling, please give me. No, you don't tick mark it. There you have to eat the medicine, whatever. Who gives you?
The doctor.
Doctor gives. That's what the Guru tells you. Like once Guru was giving a diksha to a boy and the Guru said 16 rounds of chanting Hare Krishna you should do, okay? And the boy is asking, Maharaj, it's like 2 hours. He said, Maharaj said, yes. Maharaj, instead of chanting, and I sing along with the harmonium and, that is 2 hours if I sing, it's good enough. He said, no, you have to chant. So Guru knows what is good for you. Singing is more easy than chanting japa. So you have to chant the japa. So the prescription is given by the spiritual master who is a doctor, and the medicine is the holy name. And the scriptures will strengthen our intelligence. All this we have to do. Then we become, transformed in our heart in such a way that we can do great good to the world around us and good for ourselves also. And this principle of Jiva Jivasya Jivanam will go away. Instead, we will replace it by another phrase I'll tell you, which is Jio Jinedo. Live and let live. That is spiritual world. Material world is Jivo Jivasya Jivanam. Material means live and let live. You don't interfere with other living beings. You let them. You know that everybody is a child of God and I should not interfere with them. Like imagine if a small boy is coming with his father. Nobody can dare to slap him or pinch him. Because as soon as you try to do that, you will be dealt with. Because who is there next to him? Father. So you will see super soul accompanying every soul. So you can't harm any living entities. You will know that all living entities deserve to be respected. Reverence for all life. We will develop that. Then Jio Jinedo, live and let live. We can do that. And we will only take our little quota of enjoyment allowed for us. Tena Taktena Punjita, Mahagradaka Sasvidana. Don't touch others' property. Take what is allotted for you. So 3 things devotees in our lives we can follow. You can repeat after me. Sanction. Sanctified. Regulated. If you do these 3 things, this world will become like, Vaikuntha. You will see that. Like, you only take sanctioned items. Like, for example, vegetarian food is sanctioned. So one should not injure other living beings. Take vegetarian food. But when you offer vegetarian food to Krishna, it becomes sanctified. And you eat it in moderate proportion, not overeat. That is, which is a little difficult for devotees. Correct? But if you do all these 3, then your health will be good also. But if you overeat, we suffer from so many complications, health diseases and all that. And if somebody claims to be a vegetarian, I am a vegetarian, Prabhupada said, what is so great about being vegetarian? Monkey is vegetarian. Prabhupada said like, the man was shocked, really? Am I a monkey? The Prabhupada said, no, we are not vegetarian, we are Krishnatarian. Prabhupada said, we are Krishnatarian, we offer to Krishna and then only we take. He said, everything we do, sanctioned, sanctified, regulated. Like for example, you earn a salary. And the company removes TDS while giving salary, you know that? Some amount of money, even before it comes to your hand. That is called tax deducted at source. So as soon as money comes to you, say you are drawing, say you are getting some $20,000 in hand, for example. Company has already removed $2,000 and giving you only $18,000. Then as soon as you get it, what you should do, you take out some $1,000, $2,000 from that and keep it separately and give it to temple service you give it. That is another TDS, Transcendental Devotion Service. So you remove, and then only use the rest of the money for your family and everything. Correct? No? So then that means your money is sanctioned money. But if you are cheating in business and making money or under the table money, that is not sanctioned money. The money should be sanctioned. And if it is, you take out the TDS for Krishna also, then it is sanctified. Correct? No, it's sanctified. And regulated means you are in a saving mode, not in an extravagant spending mode. So if you spend extravagantly, it's very dangerous. Recently, Google laid off some 12,000 people, you know that?
Yes.
Many other companies also laid off. And some of the boys in Bay Area, when I went, they were shattered practically. They said, Prabhu, when Google was giving us so much money before, we were squandering all the money. Suddenly, when we were laid off, now we are wondering, how will we survive? So we should never waste the money. We should regulate it in spending. One should not unnecessarily squander the wealth. So therefore, you will see that in this world, the procedures are given in the scriptures how we should live, so that we can live and let live. Other living beings also live peacefully. So in order for that live and let live, you have to learn these things, that Lord has made this world. This world is actually a facility for purification. It's a facility for curing the disease of the heart, disease of the mind. There is no other purpose for this world. Of course, there's one more purpose, which is sense gratification. And the Lord is so kind, He is giving a combination of both. Asuras, demons want only sense gratification. And pure devotees want only pure service. And demigods in between want both. They want to serve the Lord also, in between they want to enjoy and lord over also. Like Indra sometimes is lording over Vrajabasis. He's troubling them, or sometimes, and sometimes we want to serve the Lord also. They have combination. And what about all of us devotees in this world? Devotees in the conditioned stage, we have little demigod mentality. We are not yet pure devotees. So when I become a pure devotee, I will give up this enjoying mentality, exploiting mentality. But demons means only exploiting mentality. So we want to go from exploiting mentality to service mentality. Like even among kids, you see, sometimes a kid snatches all the toys of the other kids and says, get lost. You see, other kids will say, what about I? No. I am going to enjoy all the toys. And then they cry and they go to their mothers. So now the same tendency comes when people grow up. They do the same thing. Big people are also like that only. Similarly, sometimes children have a tussle, and so big people also have a tussle. Because we may grow in bodily size, but people don't grow in maturity very easily, unless we take to devotion service very seriously. So, therefore Lord says that I have created this world for all living beings. See, Lord is expanding this world. And this created Brahma. When Lord Vishnu created Brahma, in Brahma's navel, in Lord Vishnu's navel, the Brahma was born in the lotus. And in that lotus there were shining particles, like all of us were like that. Shining particles. And one of those living beings he picked up, who is Brahma. He made him Brahma and told Brahma that you be the leader and give all these living beings 8.4 million species of bodies. So we were all given this dress, bodily dress was given. Then he told him all the sattvic living entities, put them in upper planetary systems. And the passionate living beings in the middle. And ignorant living entities below. So he gave him instruction and said, okay, now I will go to... So, till now you heard about material world. Now we hear something about the spiritual world. How beautiful the spiritual world is. In the spiritual world, all of you please repeat. Vasanti yatra purushaha.
Vasanti yatra purushaha.
Sarve vaikuntha murtayaha.
Sarve vaikuntha
Animitta nimittena. Dharmena radhayan haryam. So Vasanti yatra purusha. In that spiritual world, the living beings who are living there, they all are exactly similar in form to the Supreme Lord Vishnu. They look very similar to Lord Vishnu, 400 form. Like if you come to Pune temple, behind Radha and Damachandra temple, there's a Balaji temple. So one man asked me, Swamiji, Lord Vishnu has 4 arms, I heard. And how you kept him outside the temple? I told him, hey, these outside fellows are not Vishnu, this is Vishnu Dutas. Nowadays people don't even know who is who. These are watchmen of Lord Vishnu. They look like Vishnu, but they are not Vishnu. They are servants of Vishnu. But he said, inside also he has 4 hands, outside also he has 4 hands. What is the difference? Anybody knows what are the differences between Lord Vishnu and the Vishnu Dutas? What are the differences? They are also wearing mukut, they are wearing kundal, they are having Shankachakra Gada Padma. What is the difference? Kaustubh. Kaustubh is jewel. And Srivatsa, golden hair. The golden hair in the chest is the place where Lakshmi resides. So these are special, distinct features of Lord Vishnu. And one another difference is, Vishnu is all powerful. Servants are very tiny. Just like, for example, you are a citizen of America, for example. The President of America may look like you, but his powers are different. They can declare a holiday for the whole America, correct, no? And then all schools, colleges can be closed. Can we declare a holiday? You can declare, but nobody will listen, correct, no? Our powers are very limited, isn't it? So, in Vaikuntha, they are similar in form. See, most important thing, first thing he says, they do devotional service without desires for sense gratification, he's saying. They don't have any motivation in return. They simply do out of love. They do voluntary service. Whenever they do, see, in this world, people have some motivation. Like one boy, after my Bhagavatam class, I was coming down from the temple, he was walking with me. He said, Radheshyam Prabhu, it's all by your mercy I came into Krishna consciousness, and he was initiated. He said, I attended your DYS course, and in this temple also your lectures are the best, Prabhu, and I regularly hear lectures. I said, okay, Prabhu, it's all right, I said. Then walking on, and then he came up to the ashram. And then he said, Prabhu, I just wanted to check with you. Can you recommend my name for Brahman Diksha? He asked. Then I said, Prabhu, gone are those days when I would personally interview people for Brahman Diksha. And now I have a committee now. Committee passes your name, who am I to stop? I am the last person to sign. Other people will finish all their things and then it will come to me. So that particular devotee is in charge, I was telling. So while saying this in the ashram, we have this thumb thing, we have to put the impression to go in the ashram. So I was putting it. I told him these things and I turned around and saw he was not there only. He had already gone away. Why he went away so quickly? He understood this fellow is not the fellow who is going to pass now. Now what do I have got to do with him? So people are so, so selfishly oriented. If they have something to get work done from you, they will lick the boots and they'll wag the tail. And when they can't get anything from you, they don't even want to look at you also. You can see that. That's the kind of world we are living in. So, in this world, people are very motivated. Imagine, like one boy was telling, his mom told him, hey, beta, your uncle has become MLA, he said. Go and meet him. The son said, why should I meet him? No. Now you are in 10th standard, when you have to go to 12th standard, he will put you in engineering college. He can insert you in put you in college. So, better to keep in touch. That means people make friendships in this world based on some motives. But in spiritual world, they have no motivation. They simply want to serve out of love. See, Prabhupada started this Iskcon movement for that purpose. Like you have Neela Madhav here. So many devotees who take Brahman Diksha, they go and serve the deities. They dress the deities, they ornament the deities, they feed the deities. And you get opportunity for service. Some people are dressing Prabhupada. So these services should be done with a very pure heart, Vishuddha Bhav, with no expectation in return. The only goal should be love. Just like a mother serves a child, mother has no expectation from the child. Should be done with a pure heart. In Vaikuntha, everybody is like that. Yatra chadya pumanaste Bhagavan Shabda Gocharaha Sattvam Vishtabhya Virajam Swanam No Mridayan Vrishaha. In the spiritual world, the Supreme Lord Vishnu, he is free from Virajam. That means there is no Rajaguna there. Everybody is in Vishuddha Sattva. Vishuddha Sattva means beyond Sattva also. See, the difference between Sattva Guna and Vishuddha Sattva is, if you are in Sattva Guna, two things Krishna says, Sukham and Jnanam. You have knowledge and you have happiness. But sometimes the happiness can lead to complacency and knowledge can lead to pride in this world. So pride is in which mode? Passion. And complacency is in? Ignorance. So that's the problem with Guna, Sattva Guna in this world. From Sattva also we can slip down. Whereas in spiritual world we will be in Vishuddha Sattva. So we will never become proud and we will never become lazy there. Like that he says, yeah. So the uncontaminated mode of goodness, he says. So all the living beings, spiritual world are serving. The husbands are like cloud and wives are like lightning, it is said. They are extremely beautiful. They have spotless bodies and they fly in planes. Of course, in spiritual world, if you want a plane, you just have to do namaskar and say, oh Lord Vishnu, I need a plane. You get up and see, there will be a plane. You don't need an aeronautics industry there. Make a plane. Yatra nishteyasam nama vanam kama dugai drumaihi sarvattu shridir vibrajat kaivalyam jiva murtimat. In the spiritual world, there are desert trees. In all seasons, they are filled with flowers and fruits, and they can give you any fruit, any flower in any season you want. Like you will see here. So, Bhumischintamani Ganamayi Toyamamritam. So, that's the beauty of the Kalpavriksha trees. Prabhupada says in the material world, the trees are all dull, he says. Like if you go to a banana tree and ask for fruits, it will only give you banana fruit. It cannot give any other fruit. But in the spiritual world, they can give you any flower, any fruit, any time, in all seasons. They can provide you. This is a little long verse, you can recite, no problem. Paravadanya pratasarasa chakravaka Vakyuga hamsa shukati tirivarhinam yah Kolahalo viramate chiramatra mucchair Jhungadipe harikatami vagayamane. The first two lines, Paravatanya, Vritasarasa Chakravaka, Jatyuhamsa Shukati Tribaranamya. So he's calling about 12 names of royal birds, like, like cuckoo. Coo, very sweetly cuckoo sings, right? And similarly the peacocks. Like that peacocks coo very sweetly. When I was in Vrindavan, once I was there in Vrindavan for 2 weeks, the early morning there was one Radhakrishna temple. When the bells would ring at 7, as soon as you would hear the bells of the temple, the doors would open and the peacocks are on the opposite side. In the trees, amazingly, they would gather around in group and they would dance. It's very amazing how in Vrindavan, if the peacocks seeing Radhakrishna temple opening, they would dance there. And we can hear the sounds exactly in the Arati time. So, in the spiritual world, the peacocks are dancing and singing very sweetly. Our parrots also. Parrots are a little difficult to imitate. Parrots also. So all of them are singing, very sweet singing birds. But they are saying a bringa. Bringa means what? A bumblebee. The bumblebee comes from the garland of Narayana. And the bumblebee is very eager to describe the beauty of Narayana's face. So he wants to tell how beautiful the Lord is, how sweet his behavior is. So all the birds become quiet and they want to listen to the description given by the bumblebee. Now you will see now. Those birds. That's the bumblebee I told you, right? See, all the birds are silently listening to him. They don't have any false pride. That is the humility in the spiritual world. Nobody is envious of others. Nobody thinks I am bigger than others. Everybody thinks other devotees are better than me. And then on, even from a very insignificant bumblebee. Bumblebee is not a very great singer or whatever. Zzz, like that make sounds. But they're all eager to hear the bumblebee singing. Parrots and peacocks and all other creatures in the spiritual world. That's the beauty. Mandara kunda kurabot palachampakarna Unnaga naga bakulam bujaparijataha Randherchite tulisika bharnena tasya Yasmin tapassu manaso bahumanayanti. Here he is giving a dozen names of very fragrant smelling flower bearing plants. Like for example, Nagakeshara or jasmine. You all know jasmine flower, right? Very, very fragrant. Or like lotus or lilies. Very, very fragrant. Some flowers have no fragrance at all, but these are all very special flowers. Unique fragrance they have. But those flower bearing plants, they all have personalities also. And when they see Tulsi Maharani coming, they think that, oh, Lord Narayana wears the garland of Tulsi. So when she comes, everybody bows down to her, you will see. selecting tulasi. The tulasi doesn't have a great flower. Tulasi doesn't have any great fruit also. But tulasi's qualification is tulasi means there is nobody who can be compared to her devotion. You all may be knowing once when Narada came to Dwaraka to take Krishna, Satyabhama protested. She said, hey, every time you take him away, this time we cannot allow him. But we will give you gold equivalent to Krishna's weight. So they put Krishna in a taraju. On the other side, they put all their bangles and necklaces. But heaps of them, even mountain of them, couldn't match Krishna's weight. Until they went and called for Rukmini. Rukmini, instead of putting gold ornament, she just went to garden and plucked the leaf of tulasi. When she put the tulasi, immediately Krishna went up. So that is her devotion. And all of them are recognizing her devotion. So in spiritual world, nobody sees, nobody goes by skills. They go by your devotion. In the material world, sometimes a junior devotee has some skills. And a senior devotee may be a simple devotee. And the junior thinks, I am better than the senior devotee. Simply based on the material skills. Material skill doesn't make us great. Devotion makes us great. So therefore, you can learn. Vaimanika salalada saritani shashvat Gayanti yatra samalakshapanani bhartuhu
गायन्ति यत्र समलाशपानि
Antarjalena vikasan madhumadhavinam
अन्तर्जलेन विकुशमुदुमदः
Gandhena khandita diyopya nilam kshipantaha. See, in the Vaimanika means the aeroplanes, husbands and wives are traveling in the spiritual world. When they are going like this, they get the smell of the Madhavi flower, which is a very big flower and fragrant flower. And they are Gandhena khandita diyo, they are condemning it. Why? Hey, don't distract us from service to the Lord. Because in the name of enjoying your smell, we don't want to be distracted from Lord's service. Like that they are praying. Which means they don't want anything to distract them from Lord's service. Yeah, the last verse I am reading. Yad sankulam haripada natimatra drishtair Vaiduryam arakatahe mamayair vimanair Yesham brihat katitatasmita shobhi mukyaha Krishnatmana naraja adadurusmayadhyaihi. So this verse says that in the aeroplanes, the wives and husbands, there's a description about them. How the wives were wearing very costly jewelry like made of gold and silver and diamond and everything. And their teeth were like a row of pearls. And their faces were like full moons. And their dresses were spotless. And none of them had any deficiency in their beauty. And same was with the men also. Men were looking like a bluish clouds. And they were decorated with ornaments and mukut and kundal. They were extremely handsome. So although men and women are very handsome in the spiritual world, men and women are beautiful, they are not attracted to each other. They are attracted to the service of the Supreme Lord. Like that it says here. Krishnatmanam na raja adadurshma. They don't feel rajaguna, passion towards each other. They feel attraction towards the Lord. Like that he is saying. Like you will see all of them, they are flying, always they are remembering. And till now I described Vaikuntha. So the last description is about Vrindavan, Golaka Vrindavan. Let's repeat this. Yatra naisarga durvairaha sahasan mrigadayaha mitrani vajita vasa Utaruttarshakadikam So Vrindavan is a transcendental abode of the Lord where there is no hunger, anger or thirst. Though naturally inimical, both human beings and fierce animals live together in transcendental friendship, which means in Vrindavan, tiger and deer drink water together in Yamuna. And the tigers are also vegetarians in Vrindavan. They also drink milk only, just like we drink milk. They don't eat the deers. In Vrindavan, they don't kill one another, he says. In the material world, you saw like this, correct, no? The tiger chases after a deer and the deer tries to escape. There's always a principle of fear in the material world. Yeah. So, and also, we also feel pain to see all this. Humans also have their different type of feelings. This is Vrindavan. And there the tigers and deers are embracing each other by chanting the holy name. Just like you remember, you must have heard in Jarikanda forest, right? And Lakshatra Mahaprabhu was passing. See, when the tree feels ecstasy when Krishna plays on the flute, tree, whole tree is dancing. Trees are extending their fruits and flowers. So Krishna appears in this world in Bhava Vrindavan, bringing down the same pastimes what he performs in the spiritual world to charm all of us. See all the tigers, all are wearing tilak, you saw that? Yeah. Srila Prabhupada ki? Yeah. So you all enjoy the spiritual work? Yeah. I showed you a comparison between material world and spiritual world. The material world is a dangerous place. Padam padam yatti padam, it is said. But that, natisham. That world is different world. There are multiple things we heard today. That people are not envious, people want to serve the Lord purely. They have no propensity of sense gratification. Everybody thinks others are better than me. And they are humble and respectful. And everybody is cheerful. Lord is the center. Here, who is the center in the material world?
Me.
Everybody thinks they are the center, correct? No? That Lord is the center. So we can see a very remarkable difference between material and spiritual world. Actually, why we should see this? Because by going through these things, we get an idea, fair idea. Krishna says, Yasa sarveshu bhuteshu nashyatsu na vinashyati. When all this world will be destroyed, that world will never be destroyed, he says. That's an eternal world. So therefore, we have to go back to that world and we should have a very strong desire to go back. And how do we go back? Actually, no one can go back to the spiritual world without attracting the mercy of Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. We should make an effort to serve, satisfy and please Hari, Guru and Vaishnavas. So in order for us to successfully do that, our Acharya has given multiple components. Like one of the most vital things is the chanting of the holy name, 16 rounds. Following 4 regulative principles. Study of the sacred scriptures, accepting the initiation from a spiritual master, and engaging in the service of the deities, and also an offering charity in service to Krishna, honorably earning and offering charity for Lord's service, and not offending the Vaishnavas, but lovingly serving the Vaishnavas and getting a place in their hearts and earning the good wishes and blessings of Vaishnavas. So in this way, when we engage in sadhana bhakti, most important thing that pleases Krishna is when you preach Krishna consciousness. Krishna says in 18th chapter, if you preach my message, you become very dear to me. So, yesterday I was requesting in one of the programs that we want to start especially youth preaching here because like today morning I was seeing, we had Madhav and Parth. Parth was the other one was there, right? Yeah. So they were all chanting in the morning and they were also taking Tulsi Maharani. I felt so much joy I felt because this kind of young boys are required, young boys and young girls are required in the temple to take up the services. They should actually lead in this type of services because many of the Prabhupada disciples and later those who are from 80s, they are all getting older now. You should not expect them to do everything like cooking and cleaning and washing. One couple is living in LA. They were telling me that many of the Prabhupada disciples who are serving in the temple have been serving 37 years or more in that project. There are more than 15 devotees who are serving for 37 years in that project. And they are pretty old. Sometimes in the afternoon time, one of the very old Prabhupada disciples will come to one of the congregation back there and say, Prabhuji Mataji, can you please help us with the daily service? So they said they are so humble, we are even feeling ashamed. They said, we can never say no when they request. They were saying that there is so much need for service in Iskcon temples. So, of course, you all can directly go and engage in temple services also. But if you preach, then you can bring 2 dozen people and connect them to the community, correct? That's even more greater service than you yourself only doing alone. So I told that couple that you should have one preaching program a week at least, and then rest of the days you go and serve. And this program should gradually bring people in 6 months to 1 year, 12 people, and then they all should join you in service. Just like in spiritual world, you will see like Ashta Sakhis. Each Sakhi has her circle, correct? No? Similarly, each of you should have one Bhakti Vriksha and take everybody and engage them in service. Service in the temple. And temple is very close to you. And even if it is far away, some of you are from half an hour distance or 1 hour distance, Lord is our life and soul for us. Like you see Madhavendra Puri is going to do service from Vrindavan, he is going to Nilachal, which is 1,000 miles. So he is ready to go 1,000 miles for service, can't he come 10 miles? Isn't it? So we should not, Lord's presence means the whole universe is focusing on Nilamada. All the 33 crore devatas are, we may not see them with our eyes, naked eyes, but they are assembling here to bow down to Nilamada. So Lord's presence is very rare. And Lord is available here for everyone to come and take his darshan and service. So, if any of you especially are willing to, just like you are taking Bhakti Vriksha, you are also ready to take youth preaching for boys or girls. Anantesha Prabhu, I put a word to him. Actually, I connect through him because I know him in Pune. He was there for more than 20 years in Pune. So, I know him from the very early days when he came here. So, whenever I come to Houston, I come through, programs organized by him, along with the temple managers, temple leaders. So, I had put a word to him yesterday that he will meet you. He was telling about your good name, he was telling. And so, Anandesh Prabhu is there, Prabhuji is there, Nanda, Prananath Govind Prabhu, Prananath Govind Gopal, Prananath Gopal Prabhu, and Anantesha Prabhu. You all can give your names to them. Prabhuji is also, Mataji is also. Initially, we can do programs together also. Boys and girls can attend a one-time program or discover yourself succession course and all. But the later programs, as they grow, boys can open up more freely with men and girls can open up more freely with women. They can take guidance one-on-one, mentoring and all they can do. And in a span of 1 year, what is this month going on now, February? So next February, if you see, imagine for example, in your community, another 20 or 30 more youngsters have joined your community. That's a big achievement. Some 20, 25 youngsters. It can be working boys, working girls. It can be college-going boys, college-going girls. Generally, the age group of 18 to 32. We are looking for that age. Somebody is asking, what about married couples? Can't you bring them? Yes, you can bring married couples, but there is one challenge. If they are newly married, first 2-3 years goes in settling. And then by the time they settle, one small baby comes up. And then that baby takes another 3 years. Correct? And the second baby pops up. And that takes another 2-3 years. And by the time the wife tells the husband, now we have 2 babies, you have to get a bigger car now. And we need a bigger house, bigger car, therefore bigger job. And bigger job means bigger money. And bigger money means more number of hours. And how the life becomes busier, I don't have to tell you, you know better. I can only talk theory, you all know practical. So, the reason why we want to preach to the youths is, see, the boys and girls coming out of the colleges at the age of 21 or so, they are almost done with undergrad, correct now? So, the PhDs, those who come, they are actually, in the first year PhD, if you get them, they are 24 years old. They will stay here for 6 years. So, they will be connected to your temple for 6 years. They are the best candidates. PhD, first year, second years. And if they do postdoc, 3 more years they will stay. 9 years with you. And in that 9 years, imagine they produce 10 more devotees and go. They are equal friends. That means your community will have a perennial supply of devotees. Correct, no? So the best candidates are PhD candidates and working people. Those are working. Any PhDs here?
Double PhD, not one.
Yeah.
Square, PhD square.
So Prabhu, you are doing PhD now, right?
Done.
Oh, yeah, completed already. Okay. Anybody is doing PhD here now at the moment? Okay.
Just finished.
Okay, if any of you is doing, please, if one of them is doing, they can get all their friends and everybody like that. So PhD is one very good candidate. Another thing we found, like in Boston, 20 big companies are there in Boston, like General Electric and all. We found that the people who join these companies, many of them stay for long years actually. So working people who are in stable jobs, they are going to be your community members. They will not run round and round, they will not go, they will stay here only. So they are very good candidates to preach to. Preach to PhDs, preach to working people, that kind of people. And also professors, teachers working in the colleges, they also don't move very easily. They stay for 30, 40 years, they stay. Because it's a very stable job. So you can teach to pre-teachers, professors also. It will be very nice service. And professors, if they become devotees, they are like Gurujis for many of the students. Students, if the professor is a Krishna conscious devotee, it's such a benefit for the student. Professor can, whatever he speaks, something Krishna consciousness will come out. When he speaks, he will cultivate many of the students also. So in this way, the goal is this community should increase the number of devotees every year. Like 2023 is going on now. 2024 January, if you take a survey, in 2023, how many devotees we made? New devotees, not the same old devotees again and again. Same devotees anyway will continue. And we should not lose them also. Sometimes we lose them because they go to other part of the country, they go. But we have to add devotees to Neela Madhav's community. That is our goal. So populate our temple with youngsters, young blood. And the sample of that is, I was telling you, Madhav, Parth and this type of devotees. So today I just met a group of some 10 or 12 children. I mean, they're all in their, 11th or 12th grade. I met them now. So they all have been growing in this community. And they will go to college and bring more people. And if they can join nearby colleges like Rice University, Texas A&M, that kind of colleges, not very far, or any of the colleges also. So then they can also come back to the community often. This guy Radheshyam Prabhu told me when I went there, 16 children in their community are joining undergrad now, 16 of them. So he called all of them, we had almost 4 hours meeting with all of them. So he told me that please kindly talk to them, share your ideas with them, how they can preach to their friends in the college. So I have the recording also of that. So I had made a file for them exclusively, which I will share with you. You can share with these children also. Those children told me they purposefully took colleges which are very close to San Jose, so they don't have to leave ISV. So every weekend they are coming. Now they are not coming alone, they are bringing their friends also. Every weekend they come 3, 3, 4, 4 they bring. And the first thing they do is bring them to Vaisheshika and introduce. And Vaisheshika will show one big beaming smile, that's it, they are finished. They are clean bowled. And then all of them will take mal and start chanting, they become devotees. So now these children going to undergrad, they are bringing many of their classmates who are completely new, totally new friends they are bringing. And for those people they are saying, in which world have you come? This is like spiritual world. When they come to ISV, Sunday program, such kirtan, dancing, singing, when they see eat prasadam with all devotees. And those students are sharing, saying that, we have never seen a world like this, it's a new world. Many people don't know actually, unless they come to your program. So these are all areas I'm telling you where there's scope for development. So if any of you is eager for starting preaching, every bit of guidance on preaching will be given to you. You don't have to worry. There are preaching materials are available. nice PowerPoint. Like you saw, like the PowerPoint? So you'll get like PowerPoints like this, you will get. So beautifully. This is for the devotees who are grown up for almost 1 year. After 1 year, we show this generally. But prior to that, there are science and spirituality PPTs are available. So there are many, many PowerPoints and activity booklets. So I have been preparing this last 30 years. In India, we do this kind of same type of workshops all across the country we have been doing. Like almost 700 to 1000 students come to Mayapur every year during the May, June time. And from all the different temples of India, they all gather there. When I do this Utkarsh camp, we call it a part of which I showed you just now. This one is a part of that syllabus I showed you. So when we do this, the students all dance together in temple hall and all wear dhoti, kurta and everything. Now in India alone, we have 10,000 students standing 16 rounds. And we have 679 youth preachers. So we have 679 people preaching to youth in India, youth preachers, youth mentors. So we want to make it 1,000 very soon. So here also in America, I'm very confident that, those, in America, in the similar preaching we make an effort to do, organized with Baltimore and ISV and this side, Boston, Brooklyn, they all have got about 10 to 15 people have come forward. So I am telling Radheshyam Prabhu that to find out from your community. I may not know all of you personally, one-on-one I may not know you, but if you are enthusiastic, we can make a youth mentors board we can make, youth preachers board we can make. Prabhuji's, Mataji's together, about 10-15 of you. If you make a beginning, I asked Radheshyam, how can you get the candidates for them to process and train and preach? So those are things you all can come together with temple managers and discuss. They have a lot of ideas also. Sarang Thakur Prabhu and that day we were having Radheshyam Prabhu, they have a lot of ideas also. They have been here around for many, many years. I am actually coming, visiting yearly twice. But I can give help in my area and they will give help in their area. It's a combined effort. But the goal will be to keep Neela Madhav in the center and make this community very powerfully expanding and with a lot of young blood coming into the community and making life very joyful for everybody. Is it clear to everybody? Yeah, keep in mind. Keep in mind and do the needful. You all can meet Prabhu. Fortunately, he is also available today here. You can meet. And what is my role? My role is only a facilitator role. I am also sending one more devotee from Pune called Sanatan Prabhu, who will be coming time to time here. He is also getting a visa and everything. He will visit the temple in future. I am coming twice in a year. So he will come at a time when I am not coming. He will also try to come twice in a year but he will stay longer than me. I am just coming for 2-3 days. But he will come for 2 months, 1 or 2 months he will come. He will stay here, he will also help in college preaching. But he will only come when he is encouraged to see that congregation is taking up and youth mentors are coming up and youths have started coming. Then there is a need for him, he will come running. But right now if he comes and sees nothing has started, so he is telling me, Prabhuji, you continue it for the time being. If something come up, then I will come. Because what I am doing is, for each temple I am giving one very senior devotee. Like Baltimore I have already given one, Dasharatya Prabhu. Like that I have given Achyuta Mohan Prabhu to ISV. Now in fact every week they have a Zoom meeting there. They have, like last time I went, there were 45 youths they brought for a camp from ISV. Same with Brooklyn and Boston together, another 45 youths we went to Krishna lunch. Mayapur Chandra Prabhu's place, we did a camp there also. Now I am going, coming weekend in Dallas, there are 38 youths are coming for a camp in UT Arlington and UT Dallas and UNT, No, North Texas. So these 3 colleges are bringing about 38 students. So I am at your service, but I will go to places where congregation is very enthusiastic for this, and because GPC has given me a particular mandate that global duty officer means I should be a facilitator. I am not any authority here that you fellows have to report to me and I will ask why you have done this or all that. It's not like that. I am not any official authority. I am just a facilitator. I am not like a GBC or anything like that. I am just, I'm supposed to facilitate youth preaching in the temples wherever I am welcomed. If devotees say that, Prabhuji, you just give lecture and push off, don't push, don't bring all this, then I'll just come and talk and go. But if you want something wonderful to happen in this community in terms of youth preaching, then I am available at your service. So I am a facilitator. And also the methods that I am sharing with you, it is not like written on a stone or something. because you all are living in America more years. I appreciate that you are more experienced than me in this country. If any of the notes that I am supplying you, you want to polish it and modify it, you can do that. You can do it and teach it accordingly. According to the time, place, circumstance, you can teach it also. And you can also use others materials. It's not that only this material should be used. At the end of the day, you have to bring results. That's the point. If you say, Prabhuji, I used your material 50% and I used others also, and overall now, at the end of the year, I have 10 youths here already. That's wonderful. So, you all are experienced. Many of you have heard here there are 10 Bhakti Vrikshas going on, correct, no? Yeah. So, if you're doing Bhakti Vriksha, already you are experienced. It's very easy for you. I have a Dropbox folder which I will share for those who are going to be preaching. And you can refer to the materials and everything from that. And then if you are able to form a team, Sanatana Prabhu can take a meeting with all of you. And then we will keep reporting to the temple authorities regularly what is happening with our team. Okay? Thank you very much for your time. I'm sorry to delay you all so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare हरिनाम संकीर्तन की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की, निताय गौर प्रेम।